Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I remove little pieces of fuzz from my nail polish. I know that this can be super frustrating, especially when you're at the end of your manicure and you all of a sudden realize there's something in there. You don't really know what to do and you just want to get it out, but you don't want to ruin your nails and you don't want to have to take it off and start all over. Trust me, I know the feeling and it's not a great one. So I figured I will show you guys how I personally do it. Maybe you have a different method, and if you do, I'd love to read about it. So please let me know in the comments. But for today's video, I'm going to show you how I do it. The first 2 times I have tried to film this, I didn't get any fuzz on my nails, and I filmed with white polish, and when I looked up after my filming, I realized I did have a little hair in there, but the white was so bright and reflective that I couldn't even see it on camera. So I did nude nails this time so that you guys can see it better, and I honestly, so that I can see it better. Before I get into the demo, I'm going to show you guys the brush that I'm using. This is a Winstonia Store striping brush. It's just the, it's the medium length. It comes in a set of 3. The reason I use a thin striping brush instead of a toothpick, which is really dirty, I apologize, but I used to use toothpicks for this. I realized pretty quickly that using toothpicks is a mistake, because when you're doing something like this, you really want to remove as little polish as possible. And when you're using something like a toothpick, it's not very flexible. It doesn't have much movement. This is going to help you get a much more precise pickup of that little piece of hair. And you can use any thin brush you have. You just want to make sure that the bristles are nice and fine and soft. So let's get into the demo. What I'm going to do is take my cleanup brush and just swipe onto my nail just to make sure that there's nothing on there before I even start painting. Okay, so there is a little piece right here, and I don't know if you guys can see, but it created kind of a bump. So what I do is I take the brush and I just drag it right over, and there we go. Do you guys see it? I'll put it on my finger just for you guys to be able to see it, but it's right there. Part of that is polish, but part of that is that little piece of hair that was stuck. I'm going to clean my brush in some acetone just to make sure that there's no polish on it, because what I'm going to do next, because we do have a little bit of that indent right here, so what I'm going to do next is just take the smallest amount of that nude nail polish that I already have on and just very, very lightly fill in that little dent that we made with the brush. You really don't want to put on too much because you don't want your polish to look uneven. You don't want thicker layers in one part of the nail. So very, very, very lightly, we're just kind of gonna do that. And then we're gonna leave it and let it dry. By the way, a quick tip while I'm letting this dry, a way to avoid getting the little pieces of hair in your nail in the first place is while you're doing your nails, try to just sit still. Don't, paint a coat and then get up and walk around. Even if you're not touching anything, you're just risking getting whatever is in the air onto your nails. Maybe sit at a desk and put on a movie. Find a way to keep yourself occupied while your nails are drying that doesn't require you to get up and move around. So now that this is all dry, I'm gonna apply top coat and show you guys that you're not really going to see that little dip that you created earlier. Oh, okay, look, okay. If there's a fuzz when you paint your top coat like there is right here, just take your brush and immediately just kind of try to pick it up. Oh my God, this is going so badly. And right here, just take your brush and just kind of pick it up. This one kind of lifted, so I can take my finger and just take it off. This one has had some time to dry, so I'm gonna take a brush and put it in some acetone and get this part a little wet so that I can get in there and get the little hair out. This was not supposed to happen, by the way, but these things do. So this one happened to happen on camera, so I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm doing. So this one down here is really giving me a problem. It has kind of lifted, so I was able to take these tweezers and pull it off, but now we're still left with this little dent. So we're gonna kind of do the same thing, just apply some acetone over it and kind of level it back down. And there's still something in here though. This is the point where you decide, do you want to take off the fuzz or do you want to just apply polish over it? So I'm going to take it off because it's really annoying me, and I'm going to show you guys what to do. See, I've lifted it. Can you see where it's kind of like a splinter? And you can just take some tweezers and just lift it out. But now you are left kind of with the same situation you had before, where you have even less polish there than you used to. We're just gonna repeat what we just did. I mean, if this happens a couple of times in a row, you know, at a certain point you have to just cut your losses. But if you wanna preserve the manicure, if you have some patience, just go ahead and just in that part where you removed, go ahead and apply some polish. And then I'm gonna clean off my brush and use whatever acetone is on it to kind of smooth just this down, because it is a tad bumpy and you don't really want that. So once this dries, I'll apply top coat and hopefully everything is all good. So now that the top coat is dry, you can see that that little spot we filled in is pretty much gone. You might be able to notice it a little bit just because you know it's there, but honestly, nobody who looks at this is going to be able to notice it unless they're taking your finger and like sticking it right up to their face. It's definitely less noticeable than a little black fuzz would be. To me, this is a really good solution. It's a really simple solution. I know that it seems kind of tedious and time consuming, but the more you practice doing this, the more you can kind of take it off with just one swipe or just a couple of swipes even. But to me, this is much easier than having to take off the nail and start all over again for sure. So once I'm off camera, I'll clean up a little bit and apply some oil after I wash my hands and do all that stuff. But I really hope that you guys learned something from this. I hope that I was able to teach you something that you didn't know, as usual. That's really the goal with my videos. Thanks for joining me once again. If you guys have any video requests, let me know. Of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.